So, dear Dhamma practitioners, we're going to start our ongoing meditation session. So, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Keep your back straight and neck head straight in one line. And gently close your eyes and focus your mind to this bell sound. So, while you're focusing to sound mentally, relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. Do nothing extra. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, in this meditation session, we're going to mainly practice tranquility meditation combined with the Vipassana meditation. So, how are we going to do the meditation? So, it is better you learn the technique properly. So, in the beginning, just observe your body and recognize it and see. It's like a bird eye view. Start to observe without interfering to your body, without changing the body, without moving. Just observe. And you don't need to make anything happen. Only thing is just observe the structure of the body, the pattern of the posture, and you also maybe the strength, the heat that you feel the way you hold your body. So while you're observing that way, you can experience how the inhalation exhalation happens. So this observing body, so as example, when you close your eyes and you observe the body, you see your body, and when you close your eyes, you see, you feel the sensation, you recognize this is inhalation, this is exhalation. Basically, when it comes to basic level, it is kind of like something material, physical that you feel. But now we're going to experience from inside. That's mean when you close your eyes and you feel your body, it is actually phenomena. It's a thought. Otherwise, you cannot see the body. But when you close your eyes, you feel, oh, I observe my body. In that place, in the beginning, you have, because we need that. That's why in tranquility meditation, we have mental object. So it is a kind of like a mental object. The physically, we hold it, we take it physically. But actually, there is no physical thing. Remember that very carefully. And even when it comes to inhalation, exhalation, this is inhalation, this is exhalation. It is a phenomena. There is no something physically that you going to experience. Your mind is experience this everything. But the thing is, we take it as physical. That is itself become your life. Just imagine this, everything you have. You have this whole body and everything. How about we take out your mind out of this? What will happen? You kind of like a statue. You kind of like a piece of wood, even though that all other experience happens. So then today we're going to experience, it is mainly vipassana meditation, but in that vipassana meditation, you in the beginning, you have to combine with the tranquility meditation. How you do this? In the beginning, you observe the physical body. So in the beginning, don't try to look it as a phenomena, or it's a kind of like a thought, or kind of like a mind. Just observe, recognize very carefully, recognize your body, and don't go beyond the body. Just stay with the body and observe the posture. And if you can do it from the outside point of view, not from inside, just observe, because that will help you to get the structure and see it. So the second thing, when you observe that way, you feel, you recognize certain kind of feelings, the posture, the pattern, and the pain, and so different feeling. Just get a mental note. Conscious note. Recognize it. That is it. And then when you observe that way little by little, and observe how the inhalation, exhalation happens. So when the inhalation, exhalation happens, and when the inhalation happens, now you see the body, and you will recognize that you feel more relaxed, comfortable with the inhalation. That relax what you take, it also phenomena. It also connected to the thought. And the exhalation, when the exhalation happens, you recognize it as exhalation, that recognition also thought, and the experience come to you as good or comfortable, that also phenomena. So that is the macro level of truth. So little by little, when you observe, and whatever that the feelings arise with that also related to the mind. It is not something outside. As example, you feel your leg hurting kind of. So then in the beginning, it's you more mainly you categorize it and you divided it to physical, and it is kind of like outside the mind. But now, whatever the feelings or the sensation come, you don't focus, it is coming from outside, and you start to see how it happening as internal experience. So the body, how it, you, the posture and everything come to you as internal experience. Inhalation, exhalation, in the beginning we used to practice it happening from outside. So now you take it as an internal experience. When you observe the sensation, the feelings, you take it as an internal experience. So in that, if I explain it a little bit more, you feel hurt here. So then you observing, then you recognizing, oh, my right hand hurt here like this. So you keep observing to this line. But now you forget this physical structure. You deeply observe how the mind take this and how the mind recognize this. And then the very nature of the macro level of nature of phenomena is always changing moment by moment. It's like a flux, it's like a current, it's like water fall. It's always in a movement, in a journey. So there is no such a structure or the solid experience you're going to see. So the deeper level, whatever that you experience, in the beginning you observe the body and the structure or the contact with the cushion or the chair or any sensation, any feelings with the body and recognize. And then you go to the inhalation, exhalation and you recognize that also. So this all finally you recognize as thoughts. Don't try to see anything with the physical form. So as example, you observe the body. When you observe the body, don't try to visualize yourself. It's like that the your mental image that you carry within yourself. Just drop the mental image and start to observe what you can recognize. Sometimes if it is become difficult, then you go back to the beginning point and you take this body as a mental object. That means samatha. So you observe the physical structure and you take it as a mental object and follow, or you come to the breathing or follow. So otherwise, just see how this everything happening as an internal experience. So in that internal experience, so knowingly you observe it. So that is sati. And the sampajanya, that the clearly, that totally as a truth, as ultimate truth, that what you experience, this whole phenomena, moment by moment change. So you're not going to grasp, hold, or react, or divide anything. You just see the change, whatever you experience internally. So that is the ultimate truth. So just a little bit practice, and in case if it is difficult for you, because it is we used to practice tranquility meditation and then we go to vipassana, the same thing, we combine it, but now we come with the observing the body, and then we observe the feeling, sensation, and then we go to the breathing, observing inhalation, exhalation, and then we take this everything as not outside experience or physical experience. We take this everything as a mental experience or phenomena. So in case if it is difficult for you, you can stay with the breathing a little bit and then, or with the body, then you can go back again. So your right palm on your left, neck head straight in one line and be comfortable with your posture. Bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes 3 times and say Sopatveva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment, with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also, think for a moment. This is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the body and the feelings, inhalation, exhalation as phenomena or as just a mental experience, as an internal experience. So bring your attention to your body and observe your whole body as one. So get a conscious note about your posture, without changing anything, just recognize, observe head to toes, see any sensation, feelings in your body. Just get a mental note with the place wherever it is. See how the inhalation, exhalation happens itself and how you feel comfortable with the inhalation and exhalation. Just be with the moment of experience. See this everything as a mental experience. This whole phenomenon, mental formations. What you experience is just the mind. That also moment by moment change. With your body or with your breathing, any sensation in your mind, what you experience is moment by moment change. Keep the ability to comprehend totally with the experience. Just now, when you're closing your eyes and see the body, see the pain, see the inhalation, exhalation, this all reflection of your mind. Even that moment by moment change. Keep practice until you hear the bell sound knowingly. These all mental formations. What you experience is just a thought, reflection of your mind. That is the very nature of this body and mind and the world. Reflecting, giving the sensation, arising feelings, When you feel the body, don't take it as a physical structure, see it as a mind. When you feel the sensation of inhalation, exhalation, take it as your mind. When you feel any kind of pain or sensation in your body, take it as your mind. When any thoughts arise, take it as your mind and just see it. Bring attention to your body. Observe your inhalation, exhalation a little bit. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this with clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away. Already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light to your backside, to your left side, to your right side, downward, and upward. To all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun. Spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, in Buddhism, one of the most important advice that we always remind is appamadena sampadeta. That is one of the Buddha's last word. And appamadena sampadeta means don't be lazy to develop your profitable skills and get out of your ignorance. And don't be lazy to cultivate your wisdom. So, why that is so dangerous? This laziness. Because laziness is the main root. Bring the ignorance. So, when it comes to your life, in the beginning, conventionally, you have to get out of the laziness. So especially during this time period now, because of this pandemic situation, and if you look very carefully, you slowly getting to kind of like your comfort zone. You develop your comfort zone within your physical comfort, and that will sometimes develop internal laziness. So that internal laziness, the later what going to happen, it's going to bring the ignorance as friend. So once the ignorance is there, then anything can happen. Things can go wrong very easily. So what is the ignorance? So the one of the ignorance is, this is me, I was yesterday, I going to be tomorrow. I experienced this today, and I experienced it yesterday, and I experience tomorrow. So like that, with the self-centered mind, and you putting your self-centered image to past and the future and combine it. And another thing is, when you don't know the reasons or the necessary conditions, things within what you experience, that also come to part of the ignorance, not knowing the reasons. So these two things going to develop, self-centered mind, and at the same time not knowingly reasons. So this both come out of the laziness. So then when it come to your conventional life, day-to-day life, it is your personal responsibility to keep move forward and keep moving this physical body, and keep the energy always within yourself. Because this body always like to get into patterns. That's the very nature of this physical world, always trying to get into a pattern. So the pattern is kind of like giving comfort. So then one thing is, always remember, moderate even your physical life, day-to-day life, try to moderate. So when you moderate that, in that very moment, you have to be conscious regarding that. Otherwise, you cannot change the pattern. So then you can track the consciousness also. You can take the consciousness and you can facilitate the consciousness within your day-to-day activities. Another thing is, in a practice point of view, and during this conventional life, in day-to-day life, always remember, look for something profitable and uplift your awareness. And in day-to-day life, that how you can do it. Because with the mind, mostly we cultivate the laziness, and laziness bring the negativity. So as example, are you more focused to Monday morning or Friday evening? There are people like a mantra, they're waiting for Friday evening. And So that's mean you're looking for rest. That's his internal laziness. But if you look for, if you're waiting for, if you're counting for Monday morning, that means deeply you look to do something. And another thing, are you focusing to vacation, or are you more focusing to end of your vacation? So because if you more focus to the vacation, that's mean deeply you have the tiredness, laziness. But if you look for end of the vacation, so that's mean you look to do something. And you start to think ahead to do something. So it will help you to manage your in day-to-day life and thinking pattern, awareness. This is very necessary. Another thing is when you see the donut, are you seeing the whole middle of the donut, or are you see the donut around the hole? It's your thinking attitude. You have to question yourself. And mostly young people. So they more focusing to the wedding, and when they in love, when they have a partner. Or are you more focusing to the wedding, or are you more planning after the wedding? It is totally two different things. See, sometimes they borrow money and they spend so much money unnecessarily and they cannot bear it, and they do the wedding, and after the wedding they are the marriage life they done. Even one of my friend told, before the wedding album came, they divorce. They cannot, because they don't see. So why? Because this internal laziness bring the ignorance. That's why. So then you have to be very careful in day-to-day life, in this conventional life, because it is not you. You are in the current of this world. It has its own way to take you. We think, oh, this is me. I do whatever I want. Oh, this is me. This is my life. That's how mostly we think. But when we look at ourselves, the time is mostly, overtaking our life day by day. You cannot escape from any 1 second. You cannot escape. You always have to go through. You can escape from situations or people or like that, but you cannot escape from 1 single second. You have to go through that. So the time overtaking you, your life is belong to time. So then always remember, don't keep the laziness, don't facilitate your laziness, and keep active your life with whatever whatever in day-to-day life, conventionally, whatever you like, keep moving, keep doing that thing. Don't get stuck in your mind. So that is conventional success. It is very necessary. Because if you develop that laziness as ordinary person, when you sit for meditation, it's not going to work. Your spiritual life not going to work. So the very first building block for your spiritual success is your conventional development. That doesn't mean you become kind of like a crazy, and try to reach to everything and hold it to everything. No, physically, in day-to-day life, you keep your life active. You keep the energy in flow. So otherwise, what will happen? The ignorance going to come to you. One time Buddha had the conversation with the deity, Deva. And in that time, that in that conversation, this deity asked from Buddha, Venerable Sir, for ordinary person, what is the most dangerous thing? So then the Buddha said, ignorance is the most dangerous. So then again ask, why the ignorance come? So see this very carefully. Why the ignorance come? So then Buddha said, the ignorance come because of the laziness. So why the laziness come? So then the Buddha said, you drop ability to see. When you drop ability to see, the strength to see, to desire to see, or energy to see, the laziness going to be there. Maybe in the surface level, you see that person is so active, works so hard. But have you ever experienced the ignorance people also work like, kind of like a bull, like, strong people. Sometimes they do anything, but mentally, they cannot recognize what is right, what is wrong. So then the physical laziness, it is not just this here laziness mean you always sleeping. Mentally, the sleepiness, the mental laziness can lead you to mental ignorance. Maybe the person, the physically can be active. So then the most important part then, ability to see. That's why in the Satipatthana Sutta, one of the main words again and again, Buddha repeat, Pajanati. So the Pajanati means recognizing. Because you need only the recognition. You don't need too much details. You don't need to read bestseller books regarding how to correct your life. What you need, you have to recognize. To recognize what you have to do, you have to look. To look what you need, desire, strength, energy, intention. Otherwise, you're not going to do it. So then again, it go like a circle. Why you don't have the intention? Why you don't have the strength? Why you don't put the energy? Because of the ignorance. So it's like a, circle. When you have little ignorance, it facilitates the laziness. When you have the laziness, it facilitates the sleepiness. So then remember in day-to-day life, then the Buddha gave a beautiful example. It's kind of like a turtle. When any disturb happen, what happened to what the turtle does? It take legs and hands and the head inside the cell. So the lazy person or the ignorance person, the same. The laziness is the cell, the ignorance. When a situation happen, whatever things happen, it start to take, or their mind, body, everything to inside that laziness. Oh, today, today too much hot. When the summertime come, what is the beauty of the summer? It is hot. Then why you complain about it? You have to appreciate it, because the summer means it's hot. So when the winter come, what is the nature of the winter? It's cold. So then you have to appreciate it. That is the beauty of the winter. Why you complain about it? You know? So like that it come out of the ignorance. And it, whenever whatever situation come, oh, I cannot do this. I cannot do this. Oh, I cannot do this. So like that way, in conventional, forget about meditation. In day-to-day life, we are mostly we become we are developing kind of a lethargic lifestyle, and we come to patterns and we depending on others opinion and we go with it. That is not life. So meditation is allow you to deeply observe and recognize the pattern of this life. So that all come from the mind. This everything all over your body, the mind govern this everything. So once you develop that with as an attitude, in your mind, as a passion in your mind to observe, to see, you develop it materially, physically in day-to-day life. And with that ability, when you sit for meditation, you take it to your practice. And that way, you develop your practice. So otherwise, we always harboring, we always holding, clinging, that's the very nature of laziness. Always you come to a place, always something hold, you know that's how it is. Then the mind cannot be free, it always need to something hold. Why? Because lazy, cannot be free. And once you have the laziness, it start to facilitate the fear also. It's not going to be only one. So then practicing meditation means you develop the strength of your mind, strengthen the mind. You have so much strength. In this entire universe, there are many planets, and the sun, the moon, the stars, so much powerful. But more than anything in this universe, the most powerful thing that you hold inside your body, that is your mind. That's your mind. There were rishis in the history, you know, they used to even, the conquer kind of the pattern of the sun and the pattern of the moon also, because developing the mind, you can develop the mind to, many levels. But in day-to-day life, you have to look what you do deeper inside you, not about, forget about the outside world with others. When a situation come, of course, we have to go with that. But deeply, you have to question yourself. What you get out of this mind? Because you became a human. You are the most beautiful and powerful, this the being in this world. And so far in this universe, we didn't find any living beings. So we are the only one have this capacity. So then you have to question yourself, at least conventionally, what you get, what you see, what you develop in you, using your mind, not by reading a book or listening to somebody, or whatever somebody said, or then you repeat it, or whatever the book said, you repeat it. That is mostly our life. Oh, that monk told this, oh, this Dhamma talk, this told this. So like that is our life. But when it comes to really yourself, what you really, you understood yourself using your mind, and how you practice in day-to-day life, watching movies, dramas, so news. What the point? Is there anything? Are you investing your time little bit to develop your mind in day-to-day life. So you have to question yourself, because you are the only one can question that. So then remember, there are few peoples, when it come to mind that how they behave with their this laziness, and how the laziness affect to their ignorance, and how the people get out of it. So when a situation come, analyze yourself these methods, even that yourself, when in the future when a situation comes, see naturally how you react to situations. When a situation come, if you develop the strength, and if you get out of the laziness and the ignorance, your nature is you go through the situation. So that is one of the meaning we call the Tathagata. So Tathagata means that one of the name for our Buddha. Tathagata means go through whatever the thing, situation go through. So the Buddha, he became the Buddha. Why? Because he went through everything in this universe. Whatever the situations in our life, he went through everything. So that's what called Tathagata. And so that is what your nature, when you have the wisdom and not laziness and the strength to work yourself, you go through situation. And when you have the laziness and ignorance, when a situation come and it take you backward from the situation, it take you backward away from the situation, and you go back, and then you cannot go through it, and then what will happen? The incidents or the situations become stronger. You go backward, you become kind of like a backup, you are afraid for that. And another person is go around the situation, never go through the situation, go around it. And sometimes when you ask a question from somebody, they don't give the answer, they keep going, they telling some other things, they never give the answer. They go around the answer, but they don't give the answer. And sometimes another person is the very nature is going up and down at the same place, going up and down, going up and down. So that's mean, so when a question come, when the situation arise, and he come to a point in totally something in a in different mindset. He never want to tune to, he never have a awareness to tune to the situation. Even that person, as example, go to market, and you tell, okay, bring this, even sometimes write down and give the bill, and the bill or the list on the pocket, and he go or she go and take something and bring home. And when you ask why you brought this, no idea. No, I thought it is good, or maybe somebody also took it, and that's why I took. And maybe you never use it. See, it's completely go out of the track. So this kind of people in our conventional life, and spiritual life also like that. So when the ignorance and the laziness facilitates to you, what happening? There are people, they go away from the liberation or the nibbana. They go away. And another person, they go around the nibbana. They cannot get into that. They go around. It's like, that's why there are people, they practice meditation and attain to dhyana, and high mental powers, and they stay there. It's like the drugs, they stuck there. They stuck with the meditation, they practice the meditation, and they go around it, they know it, they see it, they're so close, but they cannot get into that. So that also part of the laziness and the ignorance. And another person going up and down, going up and down, and never can find what this is. And they also practice meditation. And but if you ask why you practice meditation, and they have no idea why they do it, and how you practice meditation, what this is, and how this path going to take you, they have no idea what this is. So like that. But out of this all, there is a person practicing meditation day by day, day by day, day by day, rather than going away, or rather than go around, or rather than going up and down. There is a person go towards the Nibbana. So when you drop the laziness and ignorance little by little, little by little, conventionally your life become more profitable, and spiritually you become more closer to Nibbana. So that is how your life develop. So then in day-to-day life, remember yourself. So this practicing is one way that you develop that energy and get out of your laziness. And also it develop your awareness, and it develop your ability to see. So that ability to see means internal recognition. It is not just by looking eye. Internally, how you see, that is the most important. So through the samatha and vipassana, tranquility meditation and insight meditation, chitta bhavana or with the panya bhavana, we interrogate these two techniques and develop ability to see. So then in day-to-day life, as a basic practice, remember, so whatever you do, bring a habit to internally investigate, analyze it before you act. That's going to become a profitable, great profitable skill to your life. So whatever you're going to say, whatever you're going to do, or whatever you think, or whatever the conversation, whatever the situation, incident, so bring a internal experience to see, internal ability to see regarding that, not just by eye or not by just, the physical ear. So that ability, day by day, when you close your eyes and deeply take you, and that will help you to recognize this everything is kind of like a experience of mind. There is nothing else. But our laziness, but our ignorance hold us to name and form. That's why we cannot go beyond the layers. We cannot go beyond what we see or what we touch. But the real world is deeper inner experience. So through the vipassana, that you can experience that. And once you experience it, that is the highest form of human intellect that you can experience. So it is possible. Only thing is little by little, little by little, little by little, you have to gain that. And also around you, that whatever are the people, and when a situation comes, that you have to be wise, put them to see internally, not just with the outside, opinions, or with the outside ideas, or empathizing, sympathizing them, pampering them with the nice, sweet word. It doesn't work when it comes to real life. So it is your responsibility when a situation comes, advise them, and show them the path, help them to think deeply and see deeply, and show the reality. That's your help as a husband, wife, as children, as parents, as brothers, sisters, as friends and family members, as neighbors, as countrymen, as people. That is what you should do rather than, go with the emotions or the complaining or go with the laziness. So whenever opportunity come, try to put them to place to see themselves. So there was a king, and that time there were no Buddhas. So when there is no Buddhas, but still people can attain to enlightenment, it called Pacheka Buddha. So there was a king, and he had a child, only one son, this little son, and used to play with him. And he was so in love with this child. And even the queen and the ministers was worried about this both of them. Why? Because the king was so attached to this child. This king had another the kingdom. So once a while he go to that kingdom and he spend time there like 1 month, 2 months, and then come back. So what happened? One time he went for a vacation for his another other kingdom, and he spent 2 3 months there. So when the king left the palace, very first day, this little child got sick and died. So see nowadays, the people, how people die, it's natural for human body. Anytime, 1 second, that things can change. So you should know that nature. And so this child died. Now everybody got worried. Why? Because how we going to tell this to king? Because he get so disappointed. And then some told, so let's send a message to him. So then the queen told, no, don't tell. Just keep normal everything. And when he come back, I will take care of it. So then after 2 months, the king came back, and then he spent 2 3 days, and he was busy. He couldn't see the child, and everybody start to work, normal. And then one day suddenly he asked the son, so where is the son? Where is the son? So then the queen came to him and sat next to him. And then the ministers came and everybody, sat around him. And then the queen started to talk and then told, remember, you and me had a long time in this life. So didn't tell about the life, death. And you and me had this life, we together fall in love, and we had this one, and we used to manage our life this way, that way, that way. The king told, oh yes, and this child came to us, and we didn't invite him. We didn't know it's a boy or girl or like that. It suddenly one day I got pregnant, and then we appreciate that, we used to take care of that. And then it's told, yes, yes. And then the queen now little by little asks, you seen, that how many people dying in your kingdom during this time period as a king? So then at that time when when somebody died, mostly king give kind of like little bit money to take care of their funerals. So like that, oh, king told, oh, of course, yes. It every day people dying this like this way. And then the queen asked, now you spent 3 months there, and you have done your work there. This child, and just suddenly you ask this child, and then You look for this child. And these 3 months, you spend the time there, and without this child, that's mean you can manage this your life without the child. Then the king told, of course, I am the king. I have to do this, so that, and so. Now he start to gain. So then the queen told, you know, it is sad to say this thing happened, and when the day you left, and this child died. And by hearing that, king was shocked. And then the queen told, I am the mother, and I able to understand this, and this all the ministers and everybody, and understand this. This is the nature of life. So then yourself, because you so attached to him, and that's why you become so worried as mother. I am the one who gave the birth, and I am okay with that. So then the king understood, of course. So I am father. I am attached to this child, and before this child come, and I used to be with this wife. So like that, he start to recognize the impermanent. So the wife start to tell him, this how many people die every day like this. So he start to reflect on the death. And what happened? And he became enlightened. And he became our Pachika Buddha, reflecting on death because he's so attached to the child. And then what happened? That attachment, was so strong, and see the wisdom of the wife. Even though it is sad, even so it is difficult. See that difficulty, convert it to something profitable. That is what called wisdom. So we need that in day-to-day life yourself. But how about how the way we behave when something happens? If somebody cry, we also think, oh, crying with that person is helping to that person. No, you cannot stop that person crying with that person. Then you invite another person to cry, you know. And fighting with somebody, we think fighting with that person is the way to join with that person. No, that is not the way. Blaming to somebody, and when you see your friend or somebody is blaming to somebody, maybe you also join with that person, thinking helping to blame to that person. No, that is not the way. So you have to be more spiritually matured in day-to-day life, because the very nature of life, macro level, everything changes. That's what you experience. So you know that. Then in day-to-day life, when a situation comes, you have to use that wisdom, and slowly, little by little, and to injecting that, and make develop that ability in that person to be immune, develop the immunity for this worldly nature. Without having any immunity to problems or the worldly nature, how are you going to have a forget about enlightenment? How are you going to have just a conventional life? Because always things go up and down. So then practicing vipassana means you strengthening your mind and clearing your mind and developing it to ability to see. That is what you need. So in day-to-day life, when you have that ability to see, you recognize the very nature of life. You don't need a big dharma, or you don't need any Tripitaka sutra to deeply understand it. That everything is kind of like guidelines. That all recorded conversations. That's it. So you take it as a guidelines or the information, but by practicing yourself, you have to bring this everything out. So when you reflect on death, that is the best tool to get out of the laziness. Remember that. And that will lead you to ignorance, the take you out of the ignorance. So in day-to-day life, at least few minutes, remind yourself one day you're going to die. So that will slowly develop ability to see. Once you have the ability to see, you get out of the laziness. Once you get out of the laziness, you get out of the ignorance. When you get out of the ignorance, you don't go around the Nibbana, you don't go away from the Nibbana, you don't go close by up and down to regarding, you go towards the Nibbana. That is what you have to develop. So with that, I bless upon everyone with this good practice. May all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinassatu mate bhavatantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava ettavatacha ammehi sampadang punya sampadang sabbe devanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.